In rules are rules news.
Rules are rules.
Rules are fucking rules, alright?
All right. Submitted by Green Cheese.
Green cheese and tomatoes.
A school superintendent accused of committing insurance fraud
After eating
help a
mushrooms.
student has resigned.
Oh,
To help a student?
What did you say?
after eating mushrooms.
So they committed insurance fraud to help a student.
Yeah.
I like it when people do crime for good.
Me too.
It makes me feel like proud of them.
I'm watching the movie and I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
Robin Hood.
Yeah, it's like a real life Batman.
Yeah.
And then because the real bad guys are the honest guys.
But Batman doesn't do crime though.
Oh, when he beats the fuck out of someone.
He's vigilante crime.
Oh, he is a vigilante.
He kidnaps people. He kidnaps bad guys.
Oh.
So technically it's a crime.
I just don't see him as a bad guy because he doesn't kill anybody.
No, he doesn't kill anybody.
I like Dexter crime.
Oh, where you kill them.
When you torture a bad guy.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Torturing bad guys?
Yeah, I don't want to do the torturing. I just want to know that it was handled.
Or like when Ocean's
You
11.
look you look like a boss lady. Like, you know, it's like sending your henchmen to do the dirty work.
That's sick.
Thank you.
You're like the new Ocean 6 or whatever. Oceans.
I haven't seen any of those films. Ocean's.
It was bad, right?
Ocean's 8 was kind
I
of
couldn't
bad.
watch it.
We watched like the first
So give me another
10 minutes,
reference.
we turned it off.
I don't want to be in
You're
that.
talking about the new one with all the girls?
We were trying to, it was trying to be too much like the original Oceans, but then they didn't do a good job of copying it. So it was like trying to be too much of its own thing and a copy at the same time.
Dude, that's what I thought about the new Ghostbusters with all the chicks in it. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
The new Ghostbusters though, I will say this, fucking Leslie Jones was making me die laughing though.
Yeah,
Really?
she's hilarious.
Which one's Leslie Jones?
The black lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking funny. Because,
Well, you know, we saw her when we went to Bobby Lee's first show. She was there. He said hi to her. I was like, Leslie.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Because like those films too, like I don't really look for. I just look for like the small bits that'll make me laugh and keep me entertained.
Yeah.
Other than that, if I try to like judge it as a film, it's not gonna happen.
No, they're not film.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I just look at it. I'm like, there has to be one funny part. Like the last like comic film that made me super laugh was the one with Jason Bateman.
Oh yeah, Game Night.
Game Night was
That
funny.
one was really
But
good.
Ocean's 11
That one was
is like a good movie by itself. So I was just thought Ocean's 8 was just gonna be good, like Ocean's 11, but it just wasn't.
Oh, I was talking about the Ghostbusters film. I don't know about the Ocean's.
Oh, I want to see that one. Did you see Tag?
Tag is good too.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's a fun movie, liking that.
So back to the story here, which has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Not at all, ever.
Classic JK News. All right, so this teacher, or actually she's a superintendent.
There, she's the principal of principals.
Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Superintendent.
So this takes place in Indiana. Her name is Casey. So what she did is that she went to go check up on this kid who missed school.
Oh.
Because she was worried about him because he missed school.
What a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of below their
That's
pay
what I was
grade.
thinking too, because she's taking care of so many different.
Well, if it's a small town place.
Well, wait, what's the insurance fraud part?
And, well, so she takes him to a clinic, but he was denied care because he doesn't have insurance. Then she took him to another, like, medical center, and then that's where she lied about that kid being her son, so he could get treatment under her insurance. And so he received a prescription, and then the total bill was $223. But she got caught, and so she was just apologizing for it, and she was like,
How old is this kid?
I believe 15.
Now the real question is,
That's my question.
was the prescription for painkillers, or was it antibiotics?
Antibiotics.
Okay, then it's not some shady shit.
But what I think it is I think there's this is just my own personal opinion. I think there's some love.
She got him pregnant, and she had to take him to the doctor.
That's good.
That's pretty taking care of one student when you have tens of thousands of students to look after is pretty crazy.
But it's not LA.
No, but if you're a superintendent, right? You're in charge of all the principals of the high school, the principals of the middle schools.
There might only be
and
like
the
2 high
principals-
schools.
Okay, 2 high schools, 2 middle
Yeah, it might
schools,
be a small town.
and 6 elementaries.
Okay,
I mean, it might be like a small town where everyone knows everyone, and it's very rare for someone to not show up to school.
Yeah, so what does the Super Nintendo do? Like, what do they do exactly? Like, what's their fucking?
Well, they oversee all the.
Principals. They're
All
in
the
charge of the
schools,
principals.
and then they also put together like the learning curriculum, and they check all that shit.
They get budget. They get budgeting from the state. They get
Yeah.
like they do all the back end shit.
They're like the president's president.
So it's crazy that they're worrying about because like that would be what the school counselor's job is, or the principal's job, or maybe even the nurse's job.
That's a lot of
yeah,
work.
remember The Simpsons? There was Principal Skinner, and on top of that, there was
Superintendent Chalmers.
yeah, and he would come around and shit.
In one of the greatest episodes ever,
So-
Chalmers comes over to the house and the house catches fire. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
So to get a little bit more backstory here, so
Skinner.
she realized that this 15-year-old student didn't go to school because he had a sore throat. So then she picked him up, took him to all these things, right? I already said that. So
Because he got an infection from eating her out.
so they're saying
That's
that
why he had to get antibiotics.
they're saying that in the
There you go.
past. That's hilarious. They're saying that in the past she's brought clothes for him and helped clean his house. So she was close to this particular
She
student.
felt bad for this kid, yeah.
Yeah.
He was neglected probably.
So then, after she got the prescription for him, he tore off the label because he knew it was wrong to have a prescription under someone else's name.
Yeah.
So somehow, police received a tip about that situation,
Oh my God.
and so she was arrested. I'm guessing it was like the
Insurance.
kids' guardians, because they don't
Oh.
say parents, they say guardians.
Or maybe this kid is in some really fucked up situation. The superintendent felt really bad, so she wants to like step in.
Yeah. So
The funny thing is the guardians didn't fucking take him to the doctor and get insurance for him and all this shit.
Well, yeah.
Well, he didn't eat the guardians out.
So the family is saying that what she did was completely like unprofessional and that she should have talked to them first. But let me show you a photo. So she resigned as superintendent.
Damn,
And then
dude.
this is a video of her talking about the situation.
I've certainly weighed that a lot in the last week as well. And I would love to go back to that moment and redo it, kicking myself, why didn't I do this and why didn't I do this? But in that moment, I just was really worried. I knew he had strep, that I'm a mom, and I knew how dangerous that was for him, and I was worried, and I went to get him treatment. And I'm not saying that was right. I'm really sorry. Just,
What do you have to
I
be
was
sorry
scared
for?
for him.
It's a crime to care. That's how
Insurance fraud for medication. First of all, medication is way overpriced as it is right now, anyways. So it's like,
Yeah, it's so weird that like they're treating it as if she killed someone or like.
I think the real issue here is
The fuck
the
with their
system is so fucked up that she had to do that just so he could get some antibiotics to fucking cure his throat.
Yeah, which I thought was really odd because if you have a guardian or like, you know, you've been in the system, you get free Medi-Cal. So I'm like, how did he not have insurance? So I don't know the rest of his situation, but I'm like, and then there's also free clinics. You could go and try to get a prescription and just pay like $60 to
Yeah, what the hell is gonna
Unless
happen?
the town is really small and then the town doctor's a raccoon.
That could be.
They run out of prescriptions.
Oh my god, that's
They
so
run out of
cute.
pills sometimes.
That is cute because they have little hands.
because that makes me wonder if this dude has.
Yeah, unless it's a cartoon town, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's true. It could be a cartoon.
Cartoon Indiana.
You never been to a cartoon land?
No, I have not.
So does the judge just have a huge hammer that comes out of his front pocket?
Toontown.
Yeah, I mean, like, what makes me wonder? What is it that he's always in trouble that his own parents won't help him out?
I mean, there's so many different situations.
Yeah, like, what's the living situation? Like, I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
how bad is this living situation for her to want to help him out and feel so bad?
Well, for her to go to his house and help him clean the house.
Yeah.
Special attention.
That's
yeah.
wild.
That's
Because there are people out there that adopt kids for the money and to be, you know,
True.
they scam the system. And they don't give a fuck about the kids. They're just like collecting kids.
And what kind of parent fucking goes out of their way to give a tip to somebody else for helping out their kid and fucking rat on them, right?
I know.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm so fucking confused.
There's probably more to this story.
For sure, there's a lot more.
I'm hoping it's the first idea that we thought about.
the pussy eating?
Yep. Well, I mean, no, because it's illegal because he's young. But my 15-year-old self is saying that.
At the end of the day, I guess it's really just about insurance fraud, which sucks. Because you can analyze the intentions and be like, well, at least she was trying to do the right thing. And all this
Facts are
shit.
facts.
Right, but it's just insurance fraud. That's what it is. I'm not saying it's dope.
When you see the school nurse, can they get you medicine? No, huh? Like, let's say Isaac gets sick. He could just rest on the bed in the nurse's office and just call the parents to come pick him up.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
They can give him like aspirin and shit, can't they?
I don't think
legally.
legally they can. I could be wrong, but
I never got
because
shit.
Isaac, he's gone to the nurse's office a few times and they've never asked me like, do you want me to give him
medicine.
Yeah.
I used to love going to the nurse's office, man.
Never
Just
once
chilling there and then try to avoid
Yup.
work.
It's fucking chill. You go there and it
Never
hurts.
once.
And I would just take a nap for one period.
That plastic on the fucking bed too. It feels like a water bed.
Yeah, man.
Damn, I only went when I was actually sick, you fucking degenerates.
No, I went there when I was
Never
hurt, too.
sick.
Really?
I was just I was just find ways to ditch class.
I'd be like, oh, I have a headache. I can't see. I'm tired. And then I go down. I'm like, oh fuck.
I was just accident prone, so I was just in there for like legitimate reasons. It was just all the time.
I'm not even gonna tell you the reasons why I went. You guys are gonna be like, here we go, sad tip again. So
Let me guess. It's because you haven't ate any food in 3 days or drank any water, so you just want to go in there just to get some ice so you can melt it on your tongue.
You're not far off.
Nurse.
You're not far off.
You wanted to go because you wanted to have someone to talk to because nobody would talk to you?
No,
You wanted to go because you weren't being fed at home and they give you crackers in there.
that's why.
Damn, you were hungry?
I was hungry, so I would go to the nurse's office.
That, I mean, you know how I know? A lot of my
You're what?
classmates were hungry.
Aww.
They would collect food that was around the lunch field.
What? But they don't give you the fucking sack peanut butter and jelly with apple and chocolate milk for the kids who didn't bring lunch?
No.
Dude, this is what my mom was talking about when
you
she.
get a ticket.
I used to bitch about my lunch because she used to pack my lunch and she would make a sandwich by just putting like mustard like in a circle and then she'd smack bologna and then she'd smack it with her hand and then she'd fucking put it in the thing. So it was always like I got a sandwich with a fucking fist print in it.
That's how much she fucking hated you as a child.
Right. Well, because she was making it quick because she had 4 kids. So she was like,
Oh, damn, she did.
So then I was like, Mom, our lunch sucks. I can't even fucking trade this shit. I can't even trade it with anybody because they look at my lunch as the bottom of the food chain.
Yeah,
And she's like, well, you're lucky you get lunch at all. And she was talking about you.
Yeah, you were.
But you know what's interesting? So in our elementary school, so if you forgot to bring your lunch money or the ticket or whatever, they always had backup lunch for those kids. So it was like a peanut butter and jelly, an apple, and like some milk. And then they would take. Yeah, and I always wanted that fucking lunch.
Oh, I would have traded for that lunch.
And so I'm like, what the fuck? I'd never get peanut butter and jelly. I was, how come they get better lunch than the fucking regular lunch?
Is it the one with the squeeze pack? It has both of them, and then you can put peanut. Yeah.
No, this one, I think the people in the school, like, if I look back at it now, I don't think it was a part of the school. They would just make it just in case for kids. So it was probably out of their own pockets. The lunch ladies were doing this. Because sometimes I would forget my ticket. I would leave it at home, and I would just get that on purpose.
You know what my favorite thing to do is? You know, at the end of the year, you get your earthquake pack back.
Oh, I never had that, but you did.
You never have to make
You mentioned it before.
Oh, I loved eating
I remember that.
Cause you have to put like things that will last a long time, like canned tuna or whatever.
I always wanted someone else's,
I loved eating that stuff.
even though if it was like the same crackers and stuff.